Hi everyone, it's Alex from Risk Academy, and today I'm talking to Bryan Whitefield, who's a very amazing person. He was one of the first people I know who made the jump, the leap, the transition from risk management to decision making, understanding that there's more to risk management. And now Bryan leads a consulting practice in Sydney, focusing on helping executives and board members with better decision making. So Bryan, thank you for joining me.
Thank you very much for asking me. Feel really privileged.
Now, I grew up in Australia, but I've really been away from the country for probably 10, maybe 15 years. What's been happening in Australia in terms of risk management and kind of stepping out of just the boundaries of the name risk management? What's been happening with risk-based decision making or decision making in general?
The answer is, of course, mixed. Some organisations have embraced it. I saw the CEO of Woodside on one of the business channels being interviewed recently, and one of the answers to a particular question from one of the reporters was, listen, it's all just a question of risk management. And there are organisations like Woodside that, they've been having decision-making tools helping them with managing risk for a very long time, decades and decades. And they get it. And then there's ones at the other end of the spectrum who still think risk is something that the risk person does. Not sure that it's any value other than providing, ticking the box on compliance or providing comfort to the board. And even just as recently as last week, I'm about to do a risk workshop with a board and exec team, and I asked the risk manager about some of the board directors, and the person said, yes, well, these are the two people I'm worried about. Why is that? Because they are technical with me on the risk stuff. They know this stuff on risk. And so when we talk about things like risk appetite, they want it to be done in a certain way. But we've already established that it doesn't actually mean anything in terms of the decision making of the board.
Yeah.
So it's still mixed. It's still mixed. To answer your question a little bit more broadly about what's been, there has been great push by the risk profession here to make it simpler, and quite a big push to stop using risk in our language, just to talk about business. And so instead of whacking risk in front of another thing, just talk about it as appetite for business. Why? It has to be risk appetite. What's your appetite for doing business?
Yeah.
So it is mixed, but I think the profession has done a good job of pushing us